This is Wildcat Dojo Conversations.
Hey, and welcome to a short. Hey, that's a fun thing to say.
Yes.
Since it's short, let's all three say hi at the same time.
Hi. That was loud in my ear.
That was chaotic. And today's episode is about the Kiai. Let's start by defining it, Landyn.
A Kiai is a Japanese term that we use in martial arts for the short shout uttered when performing an attack. So the word in other styles than goju is a spirit yell.
And that is one of the translations of the actual word Kiai, is merging the spirit or the sound of the spirit or something like that. This is a fun fact. The Korean name for the Kiai is the Kihap. That's spelled in the karate dictionary, K-I-H-A-P. So if I didn't do the vowels correctly, please forgive. The job of the Kiai is threefold. It's to expel air, to force you to breathe out, to scare the opponent. I've seen that done many times. I bet you guys have too.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Definitely.
The last job of the Kiai is to summon the chi, or to use the words in the karate dictionary, to make the strike more powerful.
So what's something that's very unique is that our friend Google says that traditional Japanese dojos generally use single syllables beginning with a vowel as a Kiai.
But two sounds that are very common that do not start with a vowel are ki or kiai. What are your vowel sounds, Landyn?
Well, I know that I've definitely used ki and kiai, but I came up with some of the traditional kiais, including a, e, I, o, and un.
I teach I a lot, and I teach O a lot. I do use those when I teach kids how to make a sound, and I use the word Kiai a lot. But my personal Kiai just changes so much over time, doesn't you guys'?
Mine does. I'm never quite sure what's going to come out.
It's definitely. I think that last night in class, Sensei, I may have used more than 2 kiais. So,
since we're recording this during the COVID quarantine, when he says class, he means Zoom class, which puts a whole new light on the yelling thing, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay. The sound of the Kiai is so important in the art of kendo, which is bamboo sword fighting, which is totally another podcast coming, don't you think?
Yes.
That in some competitions, competitors cannot score unless the strike is accompanied by a Kiai. I think that's a weird little extra.
In fact, though, Sensei, it can be thought of as a war cry.
Wow.
And in the traditions book, they mention a type of study called Kiai Jutsu. Here's what it said. It's combat-based on the voice as a weapon, which we do teach. It's been around since feudal Japan, and even then it was considered kind of out there, kind of mystical.
wow, that's so interesting.
For sure. Another weird thing is there are lots of stories from back in the day of the voice as a weapon. And one of them is written about in Peter Urban's book, The Karate Dojo. And it's called The Japanese Magician. And it's about Gojin Yamaguchi and how he used his Kiai to save his own life when he was being held prisoner. Okay, Landyn, take us home.
So, you know what, Sensei? Karate people will know that in a bear hug, which is kind of like if you're hugging a person, you can use a Kiai as an audible weapon by going right up into their ear and doing a Kiai. But we recommend not to do that at home.
I love the term audible weapon. I'm keeping that term for the rest of time. And I'm going to start using it when I talk about the Kiai. That is so fun sounding.
And so right on point.
And if you think about it, it speaks to things like the emergency thing on your key fob.
Oh, the siren.
Yeah. You know how you have those all on your key fob?
Yes.
Those would be audible weapons.
Yes, definitely.
Ooh.
Just not one that's inside of you. All righty. So we're going to finish up because this is just a short. It was a perfect short. I loved it.
Me too.
I loved all our little facts. Hey, you know some more things about the Kiai? Let us know. And we would love to have everybody who hears this as a regular listener, if they're not already subscribed and a regular listener. Thanks for tuning in. And we're all going to say goodbye at the same time, too. Ready?
Bye.
Bye. See you all soon on Monday.
Thanks for being here. Hope you join us again next week on Wildcat Dojo Conversations.